So welcome back. So the second item we're going to look at is how to create a menu. So in many applications you're able to see we have a menu at the top, and we want to see how we can achieve that. So for the first menu we are going to work with, we are going to just use this app that we had used, and we're going to call it the options menu. So now we'll come into our resources. So the first thing, when creating a menu, you'll come into your resources and we'll need to create a menu file. So we can create a menu file. So we can right click here, resources, then you say new, then you can say Android resource directory. So you create an Android resource directory. So we can choose the type. So we can say we want a menu. So resource type is what you choose, a menu. Go to resources. So I'll repeat that again. You go to resources, right click, then new, then you come and pick an Android resource directory. Then we select the resource type we want, which is a menu. Then we can click OK, so that the menu is created for us. So after that, then we can now right click here and say new, then we can say a menu resource file. So we click on a menu resource file. So the file, we can call it menu main.xml. resource set is menu, everything is okay, then we just click OK. So we have our first XML for resources. So we'll wait for it to build for a few minutes, and thus we can see already it has generated the menu item here. So we have our menu main, and we're just going to focus on the code mostly because it will be much easier. So you can also opt to place menu items to your code. So it's going to be quite simple. We're just going to place menu items that we may want to be used by us. So you can just start by placing a menu item. So you can drag and drop a menu item. So you can see, so the on options is just here. So you can list all your items that you may want there. So you can give it an ID. So we can put an ID there. So you can say ID. So we can call this one maybe settings. So we can say maybe on, then we say settings, and then the title we are just going to give it settings. So instead of item we're going to give it settings. So if you want to give it an icon, you can choose an icon. So we have all this, we have checkable. So these are some of the attributes that you're going to use. So show as icon, we can say for now we can just leave it at there. Then we can pick our next item. So we pick our next menu item, we just drag and drop here. So the next item, when you click on that, so we can put the next item as maybe action. Then you can say maybe send, that's the ID. Then we can give it a name, like we can come and maybe say send. And then if you want to put an icon, you can put an icon. Then we can say show as icon, we can say never. So you can click apply. So we are going to see what the show as icon actually means when we operate it. So we can place another. So you can place as many menu items as you want. So we're just going to place 3. So the last one, so we can select the last one, then we can give it an ID. We can maybe call it exit, so we can say ID action exit. So the title, we can just change it to exit, so it can be exit. Then we can decide to put show on action, which is that. Then we can say never. So you just click on that. So we have our item. So when we click on this, it will give us this option. So when we check our code, we can also see these are the items that are present. So we can have our menu. If you want to just see how it will look like, that is how it will look like. So when you click on this button here, it should give you these options. So that's it for the menu. So the next part mainly is just going to now give actions to this, and that we'll do it in our Kotlin. So for example, if you click settings, what do you want it to do? If you click send, what do you want it to do? So you have to create on option selected. Then when it clicks on it, it gives you some feedback. So we'll just go to our main activity. So we come to our main activity, and let's all remember this is now completely out of the app. So we are not going to write anything inside our onCreate function. We are going to create these other functions completely out. So you ensure you know where this ends, this onCreate. So we are just going to create our other options here for the menu. So we can start with the first one. So we can simply come and say that is to make it work. So we are going to create a function. So we can say on create. So we select the on create options menu. So we can continue on create options menu. So we have this. So you can select that, then it will generate that for us. I hope you've been able to see how to do that. So you just type on create options menu, then it will generate that for us. So what we are going to do now is this one is going now to create the options for us and make them available. So basically what it does, it inflates the menu and add items to the action bar. So add so basically this is what this function will do. So what we come and do, we'll simply come and say menu inflator. So we are going to say menu inflator dot inflate. Then what do we want to inflate? We want to inflate the R dot menu. Then which menu do we have? The menu main. And then we'll come in and pass our menu. So now we are just going to return a true after it inflates. So we'll just say return true. So we have inflate, we have inflated the menu. That's our first option. Then for our second option, we want to say when you select an item, what do we do? So we are going to create a function. We're going to create a function or a method that assists us to, when something is selected, then it gives us a simple toast. So we can come in and type on option. On option, select item select. So this is what you are going to pass. On option, item selected. So it's going to generate that code for us. So override function on options item select. So these are the menu items. So when one is selected, what does it do? So we're going to start. So we are going to say return. So we are going to remove this. So return, then the first one, we are going to create a simple when statement. So we say when settings is selected, this and this items, this and this happens, sorry. So we are going to say when, then we can say item dot item ID, then generate that. Yeah, so when item selected, item ID. So we'll now say when r dot id dot, then we start by picking the, so the first one was settings. So we can say if action settings, this is the ID here. So when, so the first one was action settings. So we'll say r.id.action settings. So when that is selected, what do we want to happen? So we'll just simply put the, yeah. So when r.id.action selected, that is action settings, then we can do a simple toast. So we can say toast, then we say dot make text, and then we can say application context or this, then we can say you have clicked settings icon. So you can choose whether you want it to take you to another page or all that, but for now we are just going to do a simple toast, and then we can do toast dot length long, and then we do a dot show. And then once we've done that, we are going to return true. So once we've done that, sorry, once we've finished that, we are going to return a true. So that's the first one. So when the next one is clicked, so when the next one is clicked, we can say when r dot id dot, then we'll say action, then action send is clicked. What do we want to happen? We can do a simple toast as well. Then you can say you have clicked send icon, and then we can just return true. So I just picked the same toast and changed the you have clicked send icon. Then lastly, when the exit is clicked, so you can come in and say r dot id dot action exit, then you put that, then you can see you have clicked exit icon and will return true. So you return true here. Then we have that. So when all that is clicked, this is what is going to happen. So we will also have an else branch, so you're just going to click that and then you say add else branch. So the else branch is going to be here. So when these are clicked, that will happen. Else we can simply come and do now our super. So what was there before, we say super dot on options item selected, and then we'll just pass our item. So that's it for the options menu. So now we are ready to test our menu. So you can run the app, come check if you are able to click and see your menu items. So that's it. It's quite simple. The code is quite long, but it's very simple to understand. So we'll have a bigger discussion on this in our online class to see maybe what you didn't understand when coming up with this code. So that's it for the options menu. I'll see you in the next menu that you're going to work with, which is a pop-up menu. Okay, bye.